So I'm now up to date with the first 3 episodes of Gen V Season 2 that have just dropped, and I'm going to start with an issue because, look, I enjoyed Gen V Season 1, I enjoyed The Boys, but I didn't have set expectations for Gen V this season even. Look, The Boys in general is just leaning too directly into the modern day political situation. When The Boys started, and for the first probably 3 seasons, I'd say, they indirectly led into it. They took aspects of it and were trying to take the best bits, whatever they could, to add it into there, but it was led by The Boys. Now it feels like they're just directly taken from modern day political situations, and I don't know if that's where The Boys is going in terms of this is more important to have in than to make it The Boys. And you've got things like, the gore and other things that The Boys do, which Gen V Season 2 already has had. So it has all The Boys aspects, but it's like, you've got the steak and the sizzle. It's like it's got all The Boys sizzle, and that's the sizzle is leading in the sizzle department, but the steak, it's like the steak is being led by the direct political situation, whereas it used to be indirectly led. And I think that was stronger. Plus, it's not going to age as well either. That's the other thing. And my friend brought that up. I thought that was important. And now we get to the character of Andre, who the actor himself died. I thought it was really nice, just generally, the tributes that they're leading to him in this, his character, the way that, because obviously he's died off screen, that makes it not as well done, but it can't obviously be helped. That's impossible. So I think they're doing a great job with this. And also, I would guess that Polarity, his father, who's obviously mourning his son, etc., I think his role is a lot larger now than it was going to be. He did have a role to play, and I do wonder if his teaming up with Emma has anything to do with what they were going to do with Andre. Where it is a bit weird, though, is obviously the prison stuff was just done separately. So in the season 1, if you remember, we were left with them in some weird prison thing with no doors, lots of theories, and now they got out through various means, and that wasn't really addressed. I mean, it was addressed why they got out of prison, but it was like, quick, oh, get that done. So the mystery's gone from that. Again, I probably suspect it's because of Andre's death. It's not too important, but it's a bit like, oh, that's a bit odd. Probably couldn't be helped. And an interesting aspect is the new Dean, Cypher. It's funny, actually. I watched Wednesday Season 2, or I finished it not too long ago, and the new Dean there is like, oh, Outcast Pride, that's it. And the new Dean in the second season of Gen V is like, oh, Suit Pride, they are done by humans. It's very interesting because nobody seems to know what he is in it. Does he have any superpowers? Because that's the thing. I thought, what's his superpower? Then I thought, what if he doesn't have it? What if it's a la Stan Edgar, where he's just really smart? Because we know he's a scientist. We know he was involved in Project Odessa probably for quite a while. I mean, maybe not going back to the 60s in that opening scene, but still, we know that he was involved. And my theory to this is, because if you remember in the training scene, he's like, well, okay, why do your powers work as they do? Yeah, but why? I know you know they work, but why? Why does it work like that? Maybe you don't have to cut yourself, talking to Marie. So he's interested in that. Is it possible that Project Odessa was to get them to choose, essentially, customize their soups right from birth and go, this is the power we need, this is the power we want. We don't want to have duff powers or have too many of, I don't know, like too many Queen Maeves or too many Homelanders, or we haven't got enough Homelanders, whatever it is. And also, I don't think it's any coincidence that Marie's powers are the same as Newman's, Stan Edgar's stepdaughter, adopted daughter, and there's just no coincidences here. So I think he might well just be human, really smart, step down from Stan Edgar, obviously, because he's not on the hierarchy of the casting as much, and just be a scientist. And that's why everyone's like, who are you? What do you do? And the big reveal will be that he just doesn't have any powers. They're trying to do that to make things better for Vought. And that reminds me of Cypher's discussion with Kate, where he's like, you're kind of valued by your superpowers, which is leading the way for her to be even more insecure. Her friends hate her. She's trying to make up to them. I think she's going to turn into an even bigger monster. I don't think that takes a lot of predictive powers. But she might well be feigning that she hasn't got her powers anymore, or they've gone really downhill because of what happened with the nurses. They've kind of given us an in to say that might be the case. Who knows? But either way, she's going to turn into a bigger monster, whether she's feigning or whether she's like, oh my God, gets more insecure because it's like, I've lost my powers, I've lost them. And if she gains them, she's like, right, you all hated me, so screw you. Or she just loses her powers. Who knows? And my God, with Sam. What is going on with Sam in a great way? Like his facial acting, he might have had his makeup might have changed as well. But he looks like a mix of dead inside, then mixed with horrendous guilt and anxiety. Like, he's taken a step up in terms of acting. I mean, I'm sure he was a great actor before, and he was great in season 1. I'm sure he's always been a good actor. But what he's doing now, it's definitely at the very minimum showcasing like, yeah, that's really good. He's been great. And very sadly, because if you're not politically smart, if you're not ruthless enough, all these things, it reminds me a bit of early days of Game of Thrones. They're going to die, and Jordan's speech at the end, especially in Polarity, is like, don't do it. I mean, he's hurt enough anyway, and also smart enough to realise that Jordan's probably going to die. I mean, that this season, I don't think like next episode or anything, maybe it's the boys, they might do it quick, but I think Jordan will last the season. But that's it. I think that's the way it's going to go, because obviously he's difficult, he's unpredictable, well, actually they've all got personal issues, so that makes him the same as everyone else. I don't see him lasting, sadly. But in conclusion, honestly, I think it's a nice addition in between the boys' seasons. I mean, these 2-year gaps, I've said it many times before, so I apologise. It's too long. At least this is within the same timeline of the main story. We're not going back to like prequels or stuff going on long after. Generally we get prequels with things, or just a different show entirely. It's adding to the lore to a degree, but it's keeping us, it's reminding us slowly of like different things that have happened. By the way, the cameos were nice from Starlight, and Starlight's was okay. The Deeps, that was fun. I think we'll get more cameos as the season progresses. But as I said, it has all the aspects of the boys in it that you would want. You will have fun. My gripe at the start, it's not killing the boys. It's just, if you'd have carried on with, as I said, the stake being indirectly influenced by political events, so it won't date it as much, and also it doesn't seem as cheap. But I'm still overall enjoying it. I can't wait for the next season, The Boys, and for the rest of the Gen V. But what did you think? Have you enjoyed it? Perhaps you think The Boys isn't what it was, or maybe you think it's just as good as it ever was, so you disagree with me. Please comment below, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Your support is appreciated, and until next time, I'll see you later.